Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Doomlink's Life Hunts. It is 111. It's a good number. Nice triples, as they used to say. Back on S4S. Strange. I was just talking about that earlier on today. Anyway, I will be doing the usual, hunting random stuff. I do have a beverage with me today. Well, by a beverage I mean 2 beverages, and by that I mean beer. How about I be a little more specific? That would be good. Getting up my chat. Almost at 3,000 total views on Twitch, which is phenomenally unimpressive. But I decided to mention it anyway. Anyway, 3,000 total views. It's a drop in the bucket. But I've got a small bucket. The beer today is Chimay Blanche, which is likely... Yeah, look at that chroma key, totally ruining it. Looks fine, then it's fucked. Fine, fucked. Yeah, that's how that works. I don't usually drink Chimay Blanche, I usually drink Rouge and whatever the blue one is. Bleu? I actually don't know how to pronounce blue in French, interestingly. Is it bleu? 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 Might be bleu. It's either bleu or bleu. I've got no fucking idea. Do I look French to you? Well, it's not really a look, is it? Anyway. Maybe it could be a look. I could put on a beret or something like that. And go, oh, oui, oui. And all that business. Anyway. I'm not too sure what the community will give me at this time of day, or evening, or whatever. I suppose evening. How about this evening? I don't know what the community will give me this evening, so we will have to see. I really don't know. Unfortunately, the poor is ruined visually by the terrible chroma key. You know, I mean, the fucking head of the beer is phasing out of existence. But my chroma key settings must be this strict when I'm working with literally no natural light whatsoever. Okay, let's see what we've got on the board. This is the second recording that I'm doing today, I will mention. The previous recording that I did, which was 110, obviously, that is how ascending numbers work, was recorded, I don't know how many hours ago. How many hours ago would it have been? Something like 7 hours ago. And, yeah. We are back and ready to go. I wanted to briefly say, this is something of an announcement, a Monster Hunter announcement, I suppose. Not relating to new stuff, but old stuff, old Monster Hunter news. It's not going to be... This video is probably going to be uploaded to YouTube 2 days after recording, so it's not going to be cutting edge at that point for anyone watching the VOD. But basically, the first translation by Yuzu has been released for Monster Hunter DOS. Yuzu is responsible for the English patches of the Japanese no, not the Japanese Monster Hunter, excuse me. The Japanese Monster Hunter 1 was patched by someone else. Monster Hunter G, on the other hand, was patched by Yuzu. And Yuzu has now also patched Monster Hunter 2 in English, but it's a work in progress. It is version 0.5, which is obviously to suggest that there is more to do. Quite a bit more to do. But it's a good starting point, and it's absolutely necessary that Yuzu works on an English patch for DOS, because for the longest time, the English patched version of DOS has been very lackluster. Just a terrible, terrible English patch. Like, whetstones were called wetters, and, I mean, ultimately, the translations were terrible, but there was a reason why. It was because, A, I don't think the person used an official translation as reference, and second of all, the way in which it was translated basically forced the person to only use the same number of letters as there were characters in the Japanese name of whatever it was. So let's say it was 7 characters in Japanese, you were limited to 7 letters in the translation. that was the nature of the original translation that was done by a different person. The result of that was a truly terrible English patch. So, yeah, there is now a better one in progress. The first version is out, and I have been playing a bit of DOS today. Like, between the previous recording that I was doing and this one, I was playing a bit of DOS. And it's interesting. DOS is pretty rough. It's about as rough as first gen, which was my initial impression of it. That's what I've always said. I haven't put much time into DOS at all over the last few years. I've only done 1 or 2 hunts ever, and I've only added maybe 4 or 5 hunts to that list today. But what I can tell you is that it's fucking first gen, but kind of ambitious. It's basically a first gen game, but with additional aspects sort of tacked onto it. It still feels very rough. It's still incredibly unforgiving. Probably about as difficult as Monster Hunter G. And just generally speaking, a rough game for your average Monster Hunter player. Hello, Exio. It's an interesting flavor. What does it remind me of? It reminds me of something. Anyway, it reminds me of a beer that I've had before. I suppose it's a similar flavor to Triple Carmelite, but I don't know. Not 100% sure. I said hello to you, didn't I, Exio? I do believe so. Anyway, EX. Actually, I'd better reload this. I've been sitting here for ages. That person wants to do White Fatalis. That person wants to do Adalkar. This person wants to chill out. Well, I feel very much the same. That I do. Just playing the game, Exio. Relaxing. Intending on playing as frequently as I can to get to Hunt Rank 999 as quickly as I can. These guys are having a good old conversation. Apparently about Thunderlord. They did lose someone in this room between me having... What laggy? Was it? Oh, that was the last monster I was hunting. I'd forgotten about that. But yeah, between the moment I had searched for the room and the moment I had joined the room, they did lose a person, so there you go. Well, admittedly, I haven't done Thunderlord in a long time, and I don't know if I've even done it on camera. I must have done Thunderlord on camera, but probably only once. Maximum twice. And I suppose that means I should do it. If it were a high rank version of it, I wouldn't bother. But I'm quite happy to do a G rank one. And by one, I mean literally one. Let's use the Frost Belt. I use this same long sword in Freedom Unite. Well, okay, Exio. I'll keep that in mind for the next time. For the moment, though, I am in the mood to do a Thunderlord Zinogre, and it doesn't look like we have space at this time. Regrettably. Here we go. Got a gourmet voucher. Still haven't found Exchanger. There is no guarantee it will be here, but I can always pray. That I can. Well, it's not. Thunderlord Zinogre. It's a 1 feint, so I'm going to check to see if anyone's eaten for insurance. Oh, there you go. I was going to say no one ever eats for insurance, but unsurprisingly, the Hunt Rank 999 has done so. You'd be surprised. It's as if half the community, at least this used to be the case, it's as if half the community doesn't even know that it exists. And by it, I'm referring to insurance, of course. Okay, I'm not too concerned about fashion personally, Exio, but if it looks nice, I suppose I'll be able to compliment it as such. I'm all about function over form when it comes to Monster Hunter. as most of you have probably been able to ascertain by now. For the reason that I have a lot of ugly mixed sets. You look edgy as shit. Rightio. So what, it involves Gore Magala or something? Most likely. Alright. So in typical one faint... can't think of the word. Anyway, one faint quests usually do put us all in camp with items in the box, which is good. Well, when you say something edgy, and I consider the monsters and the armor sets that exist in the game, Gore Magala is the first one to come to mind. I don't know if we're going to find him in Area 2 or 5, but I'm thinking 5. We've got some Mufa here. I don't want you guys to get caught up in the battle. Can you believe people probably take pleasure in killing them? It's like, I'm going to go kill some Mufa. What the fuck is wrong with those people, man? I don't want it to be an option to attack Mufa. That's disgusting. It makes me sick. I didn't have a particular reason as to why I chose Longsword, but one thing about Longsword is that it's quite maneuverable. I feel like I can roll at any time. So I'm not 100% comfortable with Thunderlord. I don't know how he's going to move. I have to tell you that I've probably hunted about 6 Thunderlord ever, and I don't really remember the fights. So, yeah, I'll try to... Okay, we'll follow up there. Only 2 for now. I don't know if he charges up further than this. I can only assume that he does, because he was already charged to this level when we arrived, so we will see what happens. I'm going to be taking this nice and carefully. What is he doing? Whenever I see a monster standing still for a long time, I can't help but be worried. My worry comes from the fear of a disconnect of some kind. I'll probably unhinged spirit. Oh, you see, it almost looked like he was turning in a different direction now. It seemed as if he had turned himself to his left side, but he was actually aiming onto me. I don't know if it's worth unhinged spiriting here. Can I get off the... Yes, I can. I had just enough charge to get off the spirit combo. Fortunately. I will unhinged spirit when I feel like I've got the right opportunity. Hey, Inten. Yeah, this is G2 Thunderlord. What the hell is he doing? Okay. Again, I'm not too familiar with Thunderlord, so it's a bit weird watching him move like this. I don't know if he just powered down. I think he did, yeah. He's looking a bit more green than yellow now, so he must be powered down. Still spiny, though. I'd love to not drop down to yellow. I've dropped down to yellow. Adam is spending more time evading around than attacking the monster, which is fine. I was hoping to get that swing on the face. That did not happen. I think he means to say he has to go soonish. I don't believe soonish is the verb in this case. I'll keep away from the head, because we do have a hammer user here. Very much off target. I was hit for one reason and one reason only there. That is because I had some Wonder Boy flinching me. Looks like whatever style Mandalore is using is allowing him to get more mounting attacks with his Insect Glaive, which is interesting. That does not in any way incentivize me to use said style with the Insect Glaive, but it's interesting to note. Well, that's good to hear, Axio. You'll need to remind me, because I struggle to keep up to date on, or not really keep up to date, but rather keep up with all of my viewers' personal experience with Monster Hunter, but what was your first game, and I guess what game have you played the most? Because, I mean, that would definitely colour your opinions of Generations Ultimate, but I'm interested to know. I'm sure I've been told before, it's just I don't really remember the details for everyone. I wouldn't like to be on the receiving end of that attack. Particularly not with my current defenses. Come to think of it, it probably wasn't a good idea to bring this armor set to this fight. I'm going to show you something. Negative 20 Thunder Res against a Thunderlord Zenogre. So, maybe not the smartest thing in the world, but I have done... I think I brought an armor set with negative 23 Thunder Resistance to a Bolt Reaver hunt, so, I mean, this is nothing new for me. Oh, I'm sorry, Hanbei, I'll get the hell away from that head. I'm not exactly going to flinch him there, but oh great. Here I am trying not to flinch Hanbei, and I walk straight into the Switch Axe guy. It was a bit annoying. Okay. So in this case, you would be more likely to not enjoy Generations Ultimate than enjoy it, given that you started in older Monster Hunter. Well, yeah, I think, as I've said many times before, well, actually, do you do the whole styles thing? Because I don't. I don't have time for it. And I find that older Monster Hunter players, such as myself, will have an easier time of enjoying Generations Ultimate if they don't force themselves to engage with the styles gameplay. But, yeah. Definitely, that helps. Okay, I'm going to carve Zenogre and then I'll go and carve the tail. That was a pretty good hunt. So you do use the different styles. I'm not really into them. But I've talked about that before. Got this little tail over here. It's being guarded by Ludroth. Looks like he's eating it now. Just a regular Zenogre lash. I almost wish that I hadn't come all this way, honestly. What a waste of time. I don't like calling them clunky, honestly, Axio, but... yeah. Well, I knew that you didn't like Rise, but that's good. Yeah, that's good to know. Well, that's a Thunderlord hunt right there, and now I suppose I'll look for a room with space for you, Axio, and then... yeah. That'll do me. For this particular monster. It's good though, it's good to experience new deviant monsters. I've said time and time again, I have nothing against the deviant monsters themselves, it's the quest system that I don't like. which requires you to kill the monster over and over and over again. Don't know if I'll join that room. Help, please? I was going to, but Silverwind Nugkicker, I don't know about that. Interestingly, he's set the HR minimum to 25. I don't think I've ever seen someone HR break below 25. I'm sure it's possible, but that person's been fucking carried, and is likely rocking high rank armor and weaponry if they're under hunter rank 25, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, definitely not doing a Deviant's room. HBG Charm Farm. You wouldn't happen to have a good Pierce set, would you, Axio? Because if so, we could join this room. This guy is actually... You do? Is it Valor? I don't have a Valor set, but it'd be ideal if you do. Are you familiar with the process of the Charm Farm with Heavy Bowgun? If you are, then we'll join this room. Because there is a lockdown strategy involved with this quest. Yeah, there aren't too many of them around anymore, N10. People actually hosting the room as a status gunner. Well, look. We'll do it, and if you're not 100% sure on what to do, I'll run you through it. And I can explain what to do before we get there. We'll see if this guy wants to complain about me not using Valor. It's uncommon that people will complain. I don't get it often, but very occasionally I do get people complaining. It makes no fucking difference, let me tell you. The difference would be a matter of seconds, you know, and if the guy is throwing tranks to complete the hunt, it's basically inconsequential. So the guy can have a big old fucking whinge if he wants, and he can kick me if it tickles his fancy, but yeah. He's not going to see a difference in the speed of the hunt, at least not a marginal difference. Euphoria has joined the room. He doesn't appear for you? Or he might have set. Yes, HR minimum 150. Well, what I'll do is I'll do maybe 2 of these. Sorry, it's very rare. I don't mean to lock you out of my hunts, Axio, I really don't, but it's very rare to have a status gunner in this point in the game's lifespan to be hosting a room like this, so I will do a few hunts here. I mean, this is really good for my hunter ranks, so I'd very much like to do that. I'll bring attack up launch. I was looking for exchanger, but I don't have it. I'll just take this. Typical protocol when it comes to these hunts is not to eat before the hunt, because otherwise it will slow down the process. I think I'm using Pierce level 2 with this set, yeah. I do believe so. Crouch Fire Pierce 2. Most of the Crouch Fire sets do that. Which is fine. This can shoot Pierce 3, but again, it's the crouch firing capabilities that I'm looking for, and according to this gun, it is Crouch Fire Pierce 2. I don't know if we're not going to depart with 3. There's no need for it, Ren. We'll get another person, don't worry about it. He's probably quite confident that we can do it with 2 damage dealers, but there's no real reason to. The ideal situation is to get a consistent group that just sticks around. Alright. Oh my god, faster please, says Euphoria. Imagine that. Imagine being Hunter rank 999 and being so impatient. Oh my god, faster please. Oh, you miserable dick. You guys can't see the chat, but this Euphoria person literally just complained that we're not fast enough. Or the Chinese guy's not fast enough. I would love to smack that person across the back of the fucking head. I'm not going to use a Farcaster to return there. Oh, the Chinese guy's probably pretty pissed. I don't have a need to use a Farcaster to go there. Because, you know, I'm here. Wow. This Chinese guy actually doesn't know the protocol whatsoever, so... that's going to be very concerning, and he's not going to last very long in this room at all. So... that's rather awkward. I mean, he might know the protocol, it just may very well be the case that he's... wait, oh, there's the sleep. But he may very well have forgotten his Farcaster, that's possible. I do have shot booster, so I do realise that I'm a little bit outside of critical distance, but shouldn't affect my damage. Euphoria, on the other hand, was rolling so close that he was out of critical distance. I completely agree, Exio. If I were hosting this room, Euphoria would have been kicked just like that. Oh my god, hurry up, please. You know, I'm imagining this... ugh. It's disgusting, that behaviour. Imagine that. We're not talking minutes. We're talking like a minute and a half this person had to allocate time to their life, or allocate time of their life to waiting. And it just wasn't good enough for them, yeah. Now, the Chinese guy might get kicked, we'll see. I really don't know. I don't particularly care either way. Actually, I might bring PS2. Normally I would purchase it, but I've got some in the box, so we'll do that. It's quite fine. Better hurry up, Chinese guy, otherwise Euphoria's going to throw a mini tantrum. Ren's going to kick you. And all of that business. Yeah. No eating, basically, because the faster we can do it, the better. Yeah, I don't really know what's needed for Valor. Like, to do the weird Valor run, I don't even know, because it's none of my business. I find Valor heavy bowgun to be the ultimate in destroying the balancing. Yeah, this Chinese guy is really a liability. He will be removed up. Oh no, he did bring a Farcaster. Okay. Well, he saved himself. Had he failed to use a Farcaster twice in a row, he would have been removed. There is by no means a dearth in choice when it comes to people running heavy Pierce bowgun. Seriously. There's plenty of those people. But yeah, I'll be doing this for a while. If you can forgive me. I understand that it's probably going to be quite boring, it's just I'm not given an opportunity like this very often. And I'm at a point now where I'm actually willing to use this quest to get more HRP than I normally would. Because I'm getting to that point where I'm getting closer and closer to 999, and the sooner I can get there, the sooner I can go back to playing free Ultimate. I feel forced to continue playing this game right now, so... It's not that I'm not enjoying it, but again, I'd like to get it done, so... Seeing what I've got here. Again, I'm not really looking for any charms, I really don't care about them. There are probably only 3 possible charms that I could get out of all the possible charms that exist that would cause me to remake an armor set. I'm very happy with all of my armor sets right now. You're telling the guy to use a Farcaster, I'm telling you he doesn't speak English. And he did use one in the end. You're telling him please use a Farcaster, and the guy did use one. So... these people are not the most observant. They can get all huffy and impatient if they want, because they've played a lot of the game and apparently don't have the decency to act with courtesy as a result of that. But you know, you're really gonna ping. You guys are so fucking stupid, it's incredible. It is incredible to see such stupidity. You really think I don't know how to do it? You really think that this guy who previously demonstrated that he realized that he needs to use a Farcaster, you really think that we don't know what to do at this point? I mean, clearly we do. The point that I was trying to make previously, before I reacted to that, was that, you know, you can play as much as you want, but a little bit of basic observation would be nice. Clearly you're not capable of that. Didn't realize that basic observational skills were so hard to come by. Clearly they are. I mean, we're a bit past the point now where people need to be pinged to Farcast. I'd like to think. Come here. That's the community for you. What a joke. Well, I've never really seen people of high ranks being treated like shit. It's usually the other way around. But I will say that it's less common these days, like in a game like this, to see super high ranked people acting like complete idiots. In 4 Ultimate and in all of the games before that point, that was normal. That was really normal to see really high-ranked people acting really, really unpleasantly. As if like every person they ever ran into was just, you know, lower than dirt. Just beneath them. It was very weird. Now I might act that way verbally towards the community. Clearly I don't like this community. But it's not quite the same thing. I do act with courtesy towards the people that I play with. I'm quite accommodating to them. And the reason why is because you can't be actively prejudiced. You have to actually treat people nicely first, and then give them a chance to be ignorant, stupid, unpleasant, rude, without actually inciting it yourself. That's the point. You gonna ping me again? I forgot to go to Farcast. That's great. Watch, they'll ping. They'll be like, come on. Come on, why aren't you here? Ping, ping, you know, look at all this business. Oh, that's so funny. Look, I forgot. Sorry. You can ping all you want, I forgot a Farcaster. Because, you know. Suppose I could have gone that way. I'll just drop into it, it's not a big deal. But yes, I did forget my Farcaster. I know they think that their ping is in some way helpful. I know that they genuinely believe that, but it's not helpful. But yeah, me forgetting my Farcaster is like the ultimate fucking faux pas. The ultimate faux pas. Alright, so I need to get into position. Oh, not good. They were much faster than I was expecting. I'm not used to starting from this position, you see. Ren's gonna get real pissed off with me. But anyway. Let's see if it's enough to fuck it up. It shouldn't be. The people who throw tranks for the finish give the team a real... there's a lot of leeway given through the trank, basically. It basically means that the threshold has to be reached while the monster's in the trap, that's the point. And that's a large window, in other words. Well, that's right, Exio. That's right. But the funny thing is, you know, there is a pretty good chance that I've been doing exactly this for longer than both of these people who are such sticklers for the process, but, you know. Sheathing +9, carving 1, probably not. I'm not in need of that. But yeah, occasionally I will forget to bring a Farcaster, it does happen. Part of it's because, you know, you're trying to set up as fast as possible and you'll forget. I'm sure they think I don't know what I'm doing. I wouldn't doubt that for a moment. But this should be fast enough for them. I was even faster than Euphoria. It's probably because Euphoria's typing. You watch. You watch. Oh, never mind. Well, yeah. You know, some people go through life and don't want to be rude to anyone, regardless, but as soon as a person wants to act ignorantly to me, oh well, I'll let him have it. And certainly if I were the room host, Euphoria would have been gone the moment she typed that crap, or he typed that crap, don't know if it's male or female, wouldn't know, wouldn't care. But the point is that, you know, you're not going to get all huffy for no reason at all like that, and remain in the room. I don't have time to play with people like that. Usually what happens is, like for example, what I always do when a person says go, like the typical thing that you have to deal with is someone joins the room, readies up on the quest and is like, go. Go. Even though no one's ready. What I do under those circumstances is I remove them from the room immediately. You want to go now? You don't get to hunt at all, my friend. Now it is situational. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes they say go after, you know, they've been sitting there for minutes, but it is often that they'll be sitting there for 20 to 30 seconds and they'll start demanding that we depart immediately. I don't put up with that shit. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the reality is that by not retaliating, you are effectively rewarding their behavior, which only incentivizes them to continue doing it. Which is precisely why you shouldn't just do the quest of a person who runs into a room, ignores everyone else in the room and just posts their quest on the board and thinks that they have a right to have their quest done because they happen to be the first person to put their quest up on the board. If you do that quest, you're only incentivizing them to continue doing that. You're only rewarding them for their behavior. You're sending a message that that's the right way to play. That's how you should conduct multiplayer interactions in Monster Hunter. The reality is that that's not true. That is a complete fallacy which is only perpetuated by people basically not wanting to A, cause drama, B, not wanting to kick others, or, you know, and as well as that, also just having a desire to help people. Oh, you know, they obviously want help. Yeah, they do want help, but they need to be shown that that's not how you seek help. That's not how you do it, unfortunately. Yeah, that's right. You can have a room that says, I'm hunting a specific monster, and they will still join and post their own quest. The worst is when they do it when there is a quest already posted and all other people in the room have joined it. And they run in and post their own quest and expect that we're going to do it for them. It's like, well, I understand that this is your idea of pleading, again with the ping. You see, what kind of ignorance is that? There is a certain degree of ignorance that causes this person to think that by pinging, that is somehow going to encourage the person to do it. Either they're going to do it or they're not. Your ping is inconsequential to that. It is neither helpful nor required. It does nothing but display clearly and abundantly your profound stupidity. That's all it achieves. Now, I'm not offended by it. I'm not offended by the action. I'm offended by the degree of stupidity displayed by it. Which is slightly different. Someone would interpret what I'm saying as, why are you so offended by a ping? It's not the ping. It's the thought process or lack of a thought process behind the ping that I find to be so offensively stupid. That's the idea. This one took a little longer than usual, I think. I think so. I don't know. That's right. Well, I'm glad you understand, Exio. There are a percentage of people who play Monster Hunter who don't know what I'm talking about. You clearly understand because you play with the community. Some people play Monster Hunter and only play with their friends, and they just don't understand what we deal with. It's incredible what's out there, particularly in this community. This community is filled with some dumbass motherfuckers. But, yeah, and I'm playing with a bunch of them right now. A bunch of dumbass motherfuckers who have, you know, just happened to play, or happen to have played a lot of this game, but they're just as dumb as they otherwise would be if they were, you know, 800 hunter ranks lower than what they are currently. It's clearly displayed in their behavior. The funniest thing to do would be to say, oh, OMG, hurry up. I think we're about ready for beer number 2. I almost don't have an opportunity to pour my beer with these people, seriously. Yeah, For Ultimate was a special kind of toxic. That community was fucked up. So, before reaching G rank, and also in early G rank, you were basically dealing with children. Thank you for the ping. I gave him a thanks LOL. Because his ping is incredibly helpful. He might kick me for that. He might understand the nuance of what I just did and kick me on that basis. We'll see what happens. Some of them are like that. That would be totally normal. That might sound like I'm being super paranoid, but that would be normal. That would not be a surprise to me if I were kicked for doing that. But anyway, what I was saying was that in 4 Ultimate, in high rank and early G rank, you were basically playing with children. And then, as you got further up the ranks, they became more and more elitist and incredibly unpleasant. You know, some people would probably consider me elitist. The reality is, and you know, this is for everyone to personally evaluate for themselves, as far as my character is concerned, but if I have to outline it clearly, I don't have a high standard when it comes to people playing this game. I don't have super high requirements for people. If you are contributing to some degree, and you are not fucking up the experience for other people, no problem at all. That's perfectly fine. If, however, you are contributing nothing, and are furthermore fucking up the experience for other people, that's when I'm going to take issue with the situation. So, you know, that's not elitism, that's taking issue with people who don't seem to know how to play the game, even though they really should know how to play the game given the amount of time they've put into it. What you would often come across in the 4 Ultimate community were people who would only accept the most meta of meta loadouts and the most perfect of perfect play. Anything less than that and you were scum. Absolute scum. And the reality is that since playing Try, I became a bit more of a casual player. I've always been on the higher end of play, I guess, or skill or play style or whatever, but, you know, I've never wanted to be at the top end of meta, because I don't have the desire to even put the thought in to achieve that. It requires a bit too much effort, you know. And consequently, I got the shit end of the stick in the 4 Ultimate community. I didn't use the armor sets that everyone else was using. Literally in 4 Ultimate, there was a standard armor set that everyone would use for every situation. It was pathetic. I mean, they had no originality. I'm just going to say thanks every time. I'm just going to give him a thanks, because he's being very helpful by pinging, so I'm ensuring that he is given due gratitude. Hey, hey Beans. Will this be a long stream? Probably. I would say so. It'll probably be another hour and a half at least. I'm quite far away. But again, shot booster should be giving me good damage here. Interestingly, I do have slight deviation on this gun, but this should make it fairly clear that low deviation as opposed to high deviation really isn't a problem. High deviation becomes a problem, honestly, but I can still deal with it. Low deviation is not even noticeable. Doesn't really make a difference to the experience when aiming. Not that I've ever noticed. And that's always good, Exia. What's my opinion on Gaijin Hunter? I don't have an opinion on the guy. Everyone that I've ever associated with personally in the community doesn't like him. That's because the people that I've associated with in the community, like myself, are from, you know, the older era of Monster Hunter, the 1st and 2nd gen era of Monster Hunter. Gaijin Hunter is from 4th gen. My memory of him, the first time I ever saw him was when Monster Hunter 4 came out, and he was one of the few people on YouTube that was actually uploading videos of Monster Hunter 4 because he understood Japanese. And he was delivering information and content, and I didn't watch it precisely because I didn't give a shit about a Monster Hunter game on the 3DS at the time. The mere thought of a Monster Hunter game being put on the 3DS was so sadly hilarious that I was not interested in watching anything of that game. So I didn't. But that was the first time that I had seen him in the community. The point is that he became, I guess, a bit of a... Look, Shepard was... I don't know if any of you know Shepard, social dissonance, but for the era of gamers playing Monster Hunter, he was the one teaching them how to play. For the people who are late 4th gen and early 5th gen, that role has been taken up by Gaijin Hunter. But if you're before both of them, where does Gaijin Hunter fit into any of that? That should give you some perspective. He's not part of my hunting experience, so I have nothing to say about him. That's the point. I learned how to play the game by smashing my head against it repeatedly and eventually working it out on my own. And yeah, that was the experience. And then meeting people along the way, because Monster Hunter Tri was such an incredibly social experience. Again, people who didn't experience Tri online with other people don't realize what online Monster Hunter really is. And that's not, me being snobbish, it's the reality. The experience was truly unique and it was incredibly intimate. And I learned a lot from the community in Monster Hunter Tri. The people that I talked to and associated with and befriended were the people who developed my knowledge of Monster Hunter. And yeah, that's how it was. Really, that was the old way of knowledge being communicated through the community. It wasn't done through video content creation. That was only ever brought about in the late 2000s. Before that point, didn't happen. But now it's the norm. It's just what's done. I think I want to... Yes. I now need to start purchasing this to the box. Sorry if I'm taking too long. Guys, what's Lord Zord doing? Where is he? Oh, never mind. The Chinese guy's taking even longer. I'm safe. These two are so unprofessional. Hey, thanks for the subscription, Beans. And a 2-month subscription. Awesome. Rex Gaming, he started... Well, he's been there from the beginning. At least as far as content creation is concerned. But his popularity definitely soared by around Generation 5, and he's certainly sold himself to Capcom in a very sad sort of way. I can't speak to his character, but he doesn't seem to be a genuine proponent for Monster Hunter Rise or 5th Gen. I think he's just... he's drunk the Kool-Aid and he's now basically forced to enjoy it. That's what I think. I could be entirely wrong. I don't know the guy. So it's probably unfair to say that, but that would be my impression as an outsider who knows very little. Because I know that he's been playing since at least 2nd Gen, because I have friends that have his guild card from dated from 2008. So before the English release of Freedom Unite. And, so in other words, he's been playing from the beginning, so I just don't trust that a person with his experience would have the opinions that he has. It's possible, it's absolutely possible, but I don't know, I personally think that he's sold himself to the community. He sold himself to an audience, rather. Sold his dignity for the benefit of an audience, there you go. But Even having said that, I can't say that with any real... Well, I suppose ultimately it shouldn't be said at all, because I don't know the truth. But I can say that that's my impression of it. It is as Bean says. For example, I do record more... Before I was working towards Hunt Rank 999, after reaching Hunt Rank 900, I was recording more Generations Ultimate than 3 Ultimate precisely for the reason that there were more people watching Generations Ultimate stuff than 3 Ultimate stuff. You are, as a content creator, definitely pushed in the direction of what gets the most views. I would never do that normally, but because I do also enjoy playing Generations Ultimate, I'm happy to play this more. But, oh, Euphoria is using the... I'm waiting, guys. I don't know how you feel, but I'm waiting. Tough titties, okay? Tough titties. Unless Ren is like, we're going now. I guess already up under those circumstances, but yeah. Euphoria, I think, is using Crouch PS3 using this. I couldn't get my thoughts out. It was Solskjaer, Heavy Bowgun. And that's actually what I got my friend to use for this quest. The friend that I actually got into Monster Hunter with this game. The first person that I have succeeded in getting into Monster Hunter 3P can. It's not about what can be done, Ren. It's about... I mean, there is no reason why we have to depart with 3. Okay? I know what can be done. But it's nice to have a consistent group of 4. If it doesn't look like anyone's joining, then I will ready up. Okay? Ten, 9, 8... Euphoria readying up again to say, I want to go now. 5, 4... Okay, fuck me. These people, man. You would think that they were on an actual time limit. It's incredible. I'm glad you've gotten a lot done, Exio. A nice productive day in Monster Hunter is a good day. What are you doing? What are you pinging for, man? Is it an accident? At this point, that's almost the only way that I can make sense of what you're doing. Either you've got some sort of muscle spasm going on in your hands that forces you to ping, or what, I don't know, but he could not have actually thought that in that moment pinging was going to somehow be helpful. It's not possible. You couldn't possibly think that. So, I don't know. It's possible. Ladies and gentlemen, it is technically possible, statistically speaking, that he's actually that stupid. But, I don't know. I don't think the chances of that are high. He is very good at what he does, though. He's one of the most adroit status gunners for this particular strategy that I've come across. He would be... I don't think I've seen someone who is as confident with this as he is. He's very good. So... yeah, for sure. He at least knows what he's doing. We might end up killing him unless he's capturable here. Sorry. Having to move on to PS3 now. Okay, we made it. It might be part of his, it might be part of the process. Maybe he doesn't feel quite whole unless he pings. Again, I'm not offended by his ping. I'm almost concerned for him I'm concerned that his stupidity might have reached a level where I actually can't make sense of what he's doing except to assume that he's made a mistake. I don't know, but anyway. That's the point. I'm not really offended by it, it's just... If I am offended, then I'm offended by the degree of stupidity displayed. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this has been a very, very efficient process in acquiring HRP. This has been great. I think I don't know what hunter rank I was when I started here, but it was not 922, we'll put it that way. Here we go. El Louis. I believe that's how I would pronounce that. What's going on, El Louis? Do you have a heavy pierce bowgun? That is the question du jour. Please don't do that. I don't know what I just replaced. I replaced, I think, Mega Dash Juice, yeah. I hate it when that happens. And let's not forget Farcast. Louis has indeed got a heavy bowgun. Oh. Jumping, Jesus. Well, I suppose Ren is feeling entirely accommodating today. Euphoria keeps changing heavy bowguns. Whatever makes this more fun for you. If I were Hunter Rank 999 and still doing this quest, I'd probably be a very sad person. Just putting it out there. Tell him to lower it so you can join. He's going to ping again because I'm not fast enough. Oh, he's going to ping for El Louis. Watch. I'm telling you, man, I mean... It's alright to be accommodating, but shit. I wouldn't trust a person with a set like that. He's gonna ruin the run. Look, he's gonna ruin it. I will say that as much as Ren's behavior has confused me, he's unusual. He's very good at what he does, and he's not kicking people left, right, and center, so... I don't know. I have to position myself well for Pierce here. Can't be shooting from the side, that would be ridiculous. Louis is shooting from the rear, which is fine. Please don't. I could technically be one of the status gunners myself. I just haven't set up. I haven't organised an armor set for it. So, yeah. Goddamn Spaniard. It's French, isn't it? Oh, excuse me, it's Spanish, isn't it? I thought it was French. Oh, the L is... Yeah, the L is... That's true. Come to think of it. L does not exist in French, you fucking fool. But yes, he would be a Spaniard. The vast majority of the Spanish-speaking people who play this game are from Spain. It was so funny, one time I was playing Monster Hunter with Ethan here, and I was in voice chat with him. It might have been that really long 8.5 hour stream that I did or something. I was talking about the Spanish people in this game, and he's like, just to clarify, guys, when he says Spanish people, he actually means Hispanic. And I'm like, no, I'm literally talking about Spanish people. Like, I know in America, you guys don't have Spanish people. I realize that. But I'm not in America, and I'm not speaking within the context of the country America. Okay? Thank you. I was indeed referring to European Spanish-speaking people who are indeed from Spain. That is the vast majority of people who play this game and speak Spanish. I haven't... Exio would be one of the few. Uh-oh, look out. Look out. Please use Farcaster at the start, regardless of any place you start at, and wait for me near the ledge. Thanks. Jumping, Jesus Christ. Has anyone let this guy know that his slight damage buff is not that important? I mean, can you believe? This is incredible. This has just blown my mind. I've actually blown my own mind in considering this guy and his lack of thinking and sense and logic. Basically, when we have a group of 4... When we have a group of 4, he wants everything to be absolutely perfect, and yet he is willing to depart with 3 people, in other words, only 2 damage dealers, and just get it done anyway. Which are on... those 2 things are on 2 opposite ends of a spectrum. So, why is he so anal about the use of Farcasters when he... I'm sorry, that was an ultimate. That was completely inappropriate what I just did, I'm sorry. That was terrible. I was going to say that was the ultimate faux pas. Second to the worst possible faux pas. But, yeah, the fact that he wants to have everything so utterly perfect, and yet is willing to depart with 3 people and only have 2 damage dealers, it's very strange. I don't understand this guy. I would need to sit down and have a conversation with him to possibly understand exactly where he's coming from and what he's thinking. In my life experience, I find that if the question is, what was this person thinking, the answer is likely to be that they were not thinking. So I don't think this guy has really thought much about any of what's going on right now. I don't think there's much thought going into any of this. And what you say is also correct, Exio. Like, this 4th person that we have is not really contributing all that much. When I say that this guy's being anal about the Farcasting process, the reason, the purport of implementing stricture in the timing and use of Farcasters is to ultimately give everyone this tiny buff at the perfect time. It needs to coincide with when he's ready to leave the area, because he jumps off and shoots. Everyone needs to get the buff. It is a tiny buff. It's something like 4 maximum. He's gone. He's out. That pissed him right off. Euphoria is in a fit of rage right now. Fact. And, yeah. The point is that that tiny increase in damage, even multiplied by 3, is not in any way helpful if you are willing to A, depart with only 2 damage dealers, and B, depart with a guy who has a completely suboptimal set. So, I don't understand. I really don't understand. No clue. Has he made another room? He might have made a new room, it's possible. I don't think he did, but... Anyway, that was good. I got some good... I got a good rank up there. I don't really want to be doing that for the whole live stream. I would have done so. If the room would have been up for what would have been the entire live stream, I would have continued with that. Let's make a room, Exio. If you're available to play, then I'll make a room. I owe you that much. That way you don't have to try and get into a room that happens to have space. So G rank room with HR 13 requirement. If you can't find it, just search with the HR minimum at 13 and that should filter. That should be a strict enough filter to show my room. But yeah, that guy was an idiot. Oh, that's right, your name's Hope. Sir. Oh look, Max. Hello, Max. Aurorus. I don't think I've seen someone walking around with Aurorus before. That's new, and I like it. I like it. So, this isn't your fashion set, is it? Or is it? This must be your fashion set. It is fully transmogged. Oh, you've got some Gormagala in there, yeah. It does seem primarily to be Glavenus. Interestingly enough, the Glavenus aspect to it really dominates the look of the set, so I wouldn't say that it's terribly edgy as you describe. For me, the hair clashes with it, but people have different tastes when it comes to colours. For me, I like uniform colours. Other people like stark contrast. I'm not really into contrast when it comes to colour matching. Well, Max, you know what, Max? We will do your quest. That's okay. He waited to post. He's perfectly fine in posting that quest, and I will tell you why. He read the environment first before posting. As far as he could determine at that time, no one else was interested in posting, so then he posted, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I will reward that sort of behavior. I might go bow for this one. Let's go heavy bow. Beyond the firmaments, although I think it is ice bow ideally, well, ice element ideally, which I believe is load up Elderfrost, if I remember that correctly. How I've managed to remember this I don't know, but I think I'm right. Yep. In other words, Raging Brachydios is better with ice, Standard Brachydios is better with water. Did you use heavy bowgun in the older games, Exio? This quest will definitely challenge you that only light bowgun. Well, my recommendation when it comes to this monster, I don't know if you fought this monster with ranged weaponry before, either in this game or for Ultimate, but he's very, very good at lulling you into a false sense of security. You think you're fine, you think you're safe, and then he will suddenly close the distance and smack you in the face, and you'll die. That's basically the experience of this monster when you're fighting him from a distance. So just be ready to evade him at any time, basically. Always be on your guard with him. Because he can look like a real easy monster and then you're dead. That's how he works. French stick. Oh dear. That's right. You know, the reason why all the French players used Insect Glaive, and some people won't like to hear this, but it's because it was the cheese weapon type of 4 Ultimate, and all the French players wanted to cheese the game. Because unfortunately, and my experience told me this, and everyone who's played these games where there were a lot of French players playing knows this, but they're not very good at Monster Hunter. And I don't know why personally, it confuses me, but yeah, that's the reason why they all used Insect Glaive, is because it was easy. So, you know, they could cheese mount the monster, and now people who played those games, whoops, I didn't bring coatings, but at least I've got some power coatings, but that's the reason why people who played those games now associate the Insect Glaive with the French players. It's because of that. Charge Blade was pretty good in 4 Ultimate. It was definitely a very popular weapon in 4 Ultimate, but the cheese weapon was absolutely Insect Glaive. The reason why was because the mounting system in 4 Ultimate was truly broken. Insect Glaive is a weapon that is really designed to mount monsters. You've literally got a mounting attack built into the moveset. And in For Ultimate, because verticality and mounting in general was a new system, my accuracy is in the toilet right now, because mounting and verticality in general were new, they wanted to incentivize people to use the mount system. And in doing so, they made mounting really easy to achieve. So you combine easy mounts with a weapon type that can easily achieve mounts, and then on top of that, you give skills, like you give a 3-level skill to mounting. So it went Mounting Expert, Mounting Master, Rodeo God, I believe. What you get as a result is absolute cheese. Every single monster reduced to a joke that is constantly falling on the ground and being mounted. That was basically the hunting experience in For Ultimate. It was terrible. In For Ultimate, they, and this was only experienced by those who played when it was new, the Fatalis monsters were done as events. Basically, you couldn't access those quests when the game first came out. Black Fatalis came out, then Crimson, then White. Although, I guess you might have been able to access Super Crimson before then. But in terms of normally accessing the monsters, it was done through event quests that only unlocked after a certain period of time. And in other words, those monsters were exciting event-based releases. But they were completely, I get any amount of excitement or intimidation factor that those monsters would have had was completely destroyed through cheese mounting. And I was very disappointed to see that. I will never forget my first Black Fatalis hunt in For Ultimate. I was so excited to experience the updated moveset of Fatalis, having only at that time, obviously, experienced 2nd gen Fatalis. I was incredibly excited to experience an updated moveset because, you know, I had fought these Elder Dragons like Teostra and Kushala Daora and Chameleos that had been updated to 4th gen level. And all of those monsters, those 3 monsters I just mentioned, did not appear at all in 3rd gen. I was ready to see how they had changed, and I was really impressed with how they'd been updated. I wanted to see the same with Fatalis, and so I was very excited to see what they would do. And then my first Fatalis hunt was basically, I believe, 3 Insect Glaive users, and I was using something else. I don't know what I would have been using, probably Greatsword or something. But yeah, it was just a complete mount fest. It wasn't even a hunt. It was a joke. Really. And yeah, I'll never forget that. I reference that all the time, honestly, because it was memorable. But overall, the Fatalis experience was really easy, and the same could be said for Gogmazios. Gogmazios was a Fatalis equivalent that was unique to For Ultimate, or exclusive to For Ultimate, I should say. And the idea is that those monsters are weak on their heads, but their heads are difficult to hit if you're a Blade Master. But when you mount spam those monsters, they are constantly falling on the ground, and therefore their heads are available to be hit by the team all the time. So the monster fucking dies really quickly because the entire balance of the fight is thrown out the door because their weak point is constantly there to be hit. And so, yeah, monsters like Fatalis and Gogmazios were taken out very easily. Alatreon was not in For Ultimate, so fortunately there was no mount spam cheese for Alatreon, but it would have been very much the same with him had he been in that game. Yeah, Insect Glaive has been terribly nerfed since For Ultimate. That was something that Capcom were always entirely adamant about doing, which is hilarious, because Capcom is perfectly content to destroy the balancing of everything else, but because people specifically took issue with how Insect Glaive was handled in For Ultimate, they're like, oh well, we have to make that weapon pretty bad with mounting, because otherwise people will be upset. Meanwhile, they don't even attempt to balance anything else. That's what I find hilarious about the balancing of Capcom these days. It's all about very shallow appeasement. They don't care. They actually don't give a damn. It's all about appeasing their community. They have no respect for Monster Hunter players. If they had respect for Monster Hunter players, they would not have come out with Monster Hunter Rise at all, in the form that it currently takes, is the point. But, yeah. It's quite obvious that they don't give a shit. It's abundantly clear. But I don't really want to get on the subject of Capcom, as they are today. They've lost their way. They've completely lost their way. Well, I shouldn't say that. I said this before, but, you know, any malpractice on the part of Capcom now is not some recent thing. It's just that Monster Hunter players have been lucky in that they haven't seen Capcom rear their ugly heads when it comes to Monster Hunter. They have long since forsaken, you know, the Mega Man community and many other communities. It's not new, Capcom behaving badly towards certain communities and groups, so yeah. It's now time for the Monster Hunter fans to see the true face of Capcom. That's the point. It's not like this is a new... It's not like Capcom have turned over a new leaf and have decided to behave like absolute dicks. They're just a bunch of dicks who happen to not act like dicks for the longest time in the Monster Hunter series. So, yeah. That's how it works. The executive decision-making in Japanese companies really is some of the most apathetic, unpleasant shit that you could ever see. They actually don't give a shit. They never have and they never will. Sadly, I did walk into this hunt with less coatings than I should have, but my hope is that that won't result in a really long hunt. Of course, I'm perfectly fine with stamina management given the marathon runner skill that I have. Although, I'm starting to run out of stamina now. Oops. Didn't charge for long enough then. Sadly, we can't make use of this exhaustion with a trap because we are in a location where traps cannot be placed. You're probably noticing that I'm not really able to get both shots out. I'll usually go for my power shot and then miss the power shot because he's constantly moving. Alright, not a bad hunt. I've seen worse. But I will admit that it would have been a little faster had I brought coatings. At least I had some in my inventory. That's one good thing at least. Nice work, Exia. suppose we'll go in descending order from Max. So I believe it will be Max, then UI, then you, Exio, and then we'll continue from there. I don't mind Brachydios. I think he's pretty cool. Ugh. That's a terrible reference, Exio. I didn't find out about that until recently. I didn't realise that the Guildmam was literally sexually attracted to Brachydios. Until fairly recently. It was disturbing to find that out. Because there was literally a quest where she wanted us to deliver some letter of confession to Brachydios. Like, what? I mean, obviously it was intended to be a humorous thing, but, you know, not to be taken seriously. But I don't know, I take that kind of seriously. That's worse than bestiality. That's like, that's just sickening. P4. Well, I know that you're not into Brachydios like that. I'm just saying that your mentioning of the Guildmam is bringing back memories that I'd rather not address. It's bloody weird. Brachydios is your favorite flagship. I wonder what my favorite flagship would be. I'll think about the flagship of every Monster Hunter game. So you have Rathalos, Silver Rathalos, Kushala, Tigrex, Nagakuga, Laggy, Bracky, Seregios, Gormagala. Could be in the reverse order. Who was the Generations flagship? I don't even know who the Generations flagship was. Well, anyway, Valstrax for Double Cross, of course. And then Nergigante. All of the Fated Four were the flagships of... Oh, Max, come on. I take back what I said about you, Max. I was quite impressed with the fact that you had waited to see if you could get away with posting before posting. And you're not even willing to do other people's quests. Come on, man. Fuck you. Well, you know, could always give him the benefit of the doubt. Out of all those monsters that I just mentioned, I'm going to say Gormagala. I have a real thing for Gormagala. He's got a real personality to him. His wings are literally a fucking cloak. It's kind of... I love what they did with him. I think I'm correct about Silver Rathalos being the flagship of Monster Hunter G. Do I have Monster Hunter G? No, I don't have Monster Hunter G. I've got Monster Hunter 1 and Monster Hunter Portable, but I don't have G. As far as the physical copies are concerned, I'm pretty sure that Silver Rathalos was Monster Hunter G's flagship. Pretty sure. Wasn't it Azure? Don't think so. I might have to check. I might check. Did someone join or did someone leave? Someone joined. I'd better get ready, actually. I'll bring... Do I have Blunt Fire? Oh yes, I use standard Rathalos for my Blunt Fire longsword, so I'll bring that. That should be fine. Wyvern Blade and Garnet. I'm going to check the Monster Hunter G flagship. I think it's Silver Rathalos. Monster Hunter G. Yeah, it's Silver Athlete. I absolutely love the fucking Wii version. Oh, the box. Not necessarily the game. I was told that the Wii version of Monster Hunter G plays more like 2nd gen, actually. But, yeah, I love the box. I have to get that. I have to get the box. I was meaning to get it years ago. Never got around to doing that. I have to do that. I saw it on eBay only 2 years ago. And I almost bought it, but I was meaning to buy it, but I forgot. I completely forgot until many months later, and I was like, oh yeah, I was going to buy that. And I didn't go to see if it was still listed. It obviously wouldn't have been, but yeah, that was... I have to get that. Because it's a beautiful box. I didn't get it back when Tri came out because I didn't want to play the game in Japanese. Otherwise I would have bloody well played it, I can assure you of that, but I didn't want to play the game in Japanese. I was willing to do that with Portable Third only because I had no other choice. It was a new game, it was a brand new game. I mean, Monster Hunter G was Monster Hunter Freedom. That's what it was. Like, not 100%, it is not the same game, but it's a very similar experience. So, as far as I was concerned, it was not a new game, it was not a new experience, and so I wasn't going to play it in Japanese just to have it on the Wii. So I didn't get it at that time. I don't necessarily regret that, but... yeah. My point is that Portable Third was a different matter. I did play Portable Third in Japanese at the time because that was my only choice. And Portable Third was really exciting when that came out. It was our first opportunity to see the 3rd generation versions of weapons such as dual blades, gun lance, bow. There was another one. Hunting horn. So that was good fun. And of course all the interesting monsters that were introduced as well. There was no way I was going to not play that game because it was in a language that I couldn't understand. Well, make sure you get a physical copy of Monster Hunter 3G, because if you just want the physical copy to own it, you'll have to get the Japanese version, which is 3G. 3 Ultimate has Azure Rathalos as the flagship. Yeah. Ow, that fucking hurts. Look at that damage. What the hell? Why have I moved my beer to the side? Oh, it was to make a search on my laptop. I'm not playing too well. I will readily admit that. Now I'm gonna put a trap down. I'm pissed. I've barely gotten any damage out. Can you... oh, thank God I managed to get that trap out. I would have been really pissed if I didn't manage to do at least that. Do keep in mind that I'm getting no damage boost right now. This is not good. I need to heal. What's my defense? 829 and resistances should be fine, so I guess I'm just playing like shit. That's fine. That's not entirely unusual. It happens from time to time. You managed to catch me then. Good knockdown. I would have healed, but I'd like to take advantage of this. Putting myself at risk, but that's fine. I have not used 7 Mega Potions in this quest. I had just forgotten to bring more. But I do think I've used like 5 or 6. Having said that. Which is still pretty bad. We're only like 3 minutes into the fucking hunt. Oh, shit, I don't have Critical Juncture. I was hoping that I had it. I was ready to use it, but did not have it. I did not. That's my second reference to my earlier recording from today. Yes. Someone mentioned Tommy Wiseau in my previous recording, part 10. Or excuse me, part 110. And so, I'm hearkening back to that. Oh! That was my attempt at a dive that did not succeed. Oh. I didn't mean to go flying through the air in that moment, but I did. I can't believe that I'm still at fucking blue sharpness. Can you see this? I don't have much blue sharpness on this bloody weapon, you know. Have I really hit this monster so little? I can't believe this. I think it's time. Please? I know exactly what you're doing. I'm trying not to get caught in it. Bloody hell. I haven't played this poorly against a Gormagala in recent memory. Seriously. This has been an absolutely woeful display. Downright fucking pathetic. Please drop sharpness level. Thank you. Now I'm finally doing decent damage. 390 raw with 34 element. Thank you, sir. I've got almost no healing wares. What the fuck? I can't believe what I'm seeing. Anyway. I've jumped HRs pretty considerably. I think I was at 917 or something like that. I'm now at 924. We're doing well. Very well. There is no way that I got caught in that. How could that possibly be? I can't believe that. That attack doesn't have that much width to it. Gotta be joking. That's insulting. Who's got Roundhouse 3? XXX. That's a good song from Nasty Savage, but you can fucking put away Roundhouse 3, buddy. Triple X. The best line from that song is XXX in her pants. But that doesn't excuse this guy's fucking Roundhouse 3 usage. Fuck this guy. Oh, whoops, sorry about that. For the most part, ear rape is protected by the compression settings that I have, but that would probably still be quite unpleasant to the ears. I got a nicked gem, which is the high rank drop. Again, there will come a time in the future that I will play For Ultimate live for you guys. Absolutely. But it won't be happening for a while, if you can forgive me. I need to get a streaming PC set up, and I also need to get a decent PC set up in general for webcam placement. So, yeah, do forgive me with that. It'll be a little while until I can do For Ultimate live. Yeah, 3 Ultimate ports to the Switch would be great. Look, the reason why we would never get a 3 Ultimate port to the Switch is because they haven't even bothered, or Nintendo hasn't even bothered to bring Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD to the Switch, which I will never understand. That makes no fucking sense to me. So, you know, I'm not surprised that 3 Ultimate hasn't been brought to the Switch. I mean, that's in Capcom's hands, not Nintendo's hands. I realize they are different companies, but I'm just not surprised. They'd have no real desire to bring these games to different consoles, and I don't know what that's about. But it's fucking ridiculous. Well, we technically didn't get anything for Portable Third Exia. That was all the Japanese version. But yeah, it's incredible the number of games that were on the Wii U that were not ported to the Switch. I mean, they completely dumped the Wii U. Nintendo, that is. But a lot of games remain Wii U exclusive. I'm perfectly fine, personally, with playing 3 Ultimate on the Wii U, but I'd like a bigger community. I really would. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Well, I also played Portable Third patched. Not when it first came out. There wasn't a patch when it first came out, but once it was patched, yeah, I got one. That was the first time that I actually loaded custom firmware onto my PSP. I hadn't done it before that point, didn't have a reason to, but... once the patch came out, I went and did that. It was a weird patch though, because it was all of the skills that... I guess the skills that existed in Freedom Unite but didn't exist in Tri were given the Freedom Unite translations. It was really weird. The English patch has since been updated, but back then it was pretty weird. Looking back on it. XXX. It's not your fucking turn, buddy. You put that away. It's your turn, Exia. Don't go joining his quest. It's Hope's turn. That is technically my fault for not making that clear sooner, but... yeah. I told you not to join that quest. Too fucking bad. Too fucking bad. I'll pass? Damn it. Okay. Well... you're rewarding XXX for posting in spite of the fact that player 4 just posted, and then he's like, oh, well, I'm gonna post now. He's player 3. Since when does it go in ascending order? Almost never. What a dick. Anyway. I don't want to do this quest, I have to tell you. I've done this recently. I don't want to do it again. But here I am. I'll bring paralysis, why not? No one has insurance, I will bring insurance. But yeah. You haven't? I'm fucking blind. There you go. Thanks for letting me know. Alright. I will look for Exchanger then. There it is. And without Unlucky Cat, thank God for that. Thank God for that. Now, I will take a trip to the bathroom, but I think I will depart on the quest before doing so. Oh, yeah, I'll give you my guild card too. I'll send it to everyone just to keep it simple. There we go. Alright. Hadn't thought about exchanging guild cards, quite frankly. But yeah, may as well. Okay. I will ready up, and I will go to the bathroom. We will start outside of the hunting area, so I'm not at risk of being attacked by a monster or anything. I'll be back in a moment. I'm back. Time to stop leeching. Actually, no. While I'm here, I'll get rum ready. Uh-oh. Well, I have to admit partial responsibility for that. I'm not exactly contributing. Good day. Alright. Is it Pitfall Trap? No. Pitfall Trap is not. He turned normal mode just as he got into the Pitfall Trap. Now, I'm partially confused by... Oh, very nicely done, UI. It was very nicely done. So, I'm confused about the resistance to Pitfall Traps by Rajang because I'm very used to fighting Child of Destruction from Freedom Unite, where his resistances are actually flipped. Now, I believe that standard Rajang, in other words, Rajang in this game, whether he's furious or not, is resistant to pitfalls when in his normal mode, but can be pitfalled when enraged. It's the opposite with Child of Destruction, which is the original Furious Rajang. He is Gold Rajang from that particular game, Freedom Unite. So that's confused me. It's really confused me. That was a mount that I achieved. I missed it, unfortunately. At least I got paralysis number 1. We have both horns broken. Very nice work on the part of UI with the fence switch. It is worth mentioning. Exio is dead. Fucking hell, man. Please don't. I was worried about the next attack coming. We do have insurance, so one more death, and then the following death after that will be the end of the hunt. Devil Joe's ready to join in on the fun. Oh, I wasn't expecting the fence switch to be ready so quickly. That came as a surprise. Hoping for paralysis momentarily. Oh, he's dead. Don't worry about the paralysis. He's fucking dead. There you go. We should be able to get our calves out before the fence drops. And by the same token, we shouldn't have to stand here and wait for too long for it to drop. Oh, look who's hungry. So you... Oh no, you can actually hit his face, look at that. I was thinking that you wouldn't be able to hit his face. Turns out that you can. How funny is that? Small Devil Joe? I wouldn't say so. I'd say he's normal size. Looks like a normal size to me. I could always be wrong, but that's the impression that I have. We did end up having to wait for a while, so I was wrong. I will readily admit that. Oh, he is small. Huh. You're right. You are well and truly right. For some reason my perspective was messed up. From the other side of the fence, but yeah, he's fucking tiny. He's a baby, look at him. Little baby. This fucking guy with his Roundhouse 3, put it away. Nobody needs that. It happens to not mess me up personally, but just put it away. Oh, he's eating the Russia. He has been denied his meal. No Rajang meat today. Bloody hell. Tron is online apparently. Probably desperate for me to play something that he wants to watch. Doing mounting attacks here. May as well. One more death, guys, and it's over. Last life. Effectively. There we go, there's a paralysis. Unfortunately, XXX isn't here. Bit of a tongue twister to make use of the paralysis, but you know what? At least I'm not being fucking roundhoused. Not roundhoused, round-forced. He's not roundhouse kicking me or anything like that. I said roundhouse because I play a lot of World at War. There's a map called Roundhouse in World at War, okay? It's a good map, one of my favourite ones actually. It has tanks, but it's still fun. Interestingly, I haven't been messaged by my friend about watching anime yet. He must be busy. Otherwise he would have already sent about 20 messages saying, when are we watching? He doesn't talk like that. But that is apparently how I will depict him. Verbally. Fucking hell! Put your round force away! As alluring as your legs may be, I am in no need of your round force. My skills currently are for a status setup. Critical eye +3, status attack +2, sharpness +2, status crit. As made possible by Hayabusa Feather. At the expense of my defense, I'm sitting on 743 defense at this time. Four shards. Where's my crook? Do you need Devil Joe stuff? You probably need Savage Devil Joe stuff. Everyone needs Ashurian XR. It's one of the main XR pieces for mixed sets. Oh, well, you're obviously not in need of crooks, that's good to know. I'm happy for you, I suppose. I picked up an ancient something or other. It was like an ancient... I don't know what it was. I think I read ancient. I might be going crazy. It's possible. Full lobby? No. I am happy to make space for you. Let me know when you're ready to join. If you're ready to join now, I will remove someone from the room. Search for rooms with a filter of HR 13 minimum, and you'll find a room that just says G rank, hosted by Lord Zor. If you're ready to join now, I will make space for you. Only Exio is here, in game with me right now. Just let me know when you're ready to search for the room, because well, that thumbs up will do. I will remove XXX because of his round force 3. UI has proven himself to be quite capable in what he's doing, whereas XXX seems to have no real regard for the experience of the team that he's playing with. So again, room information is G rank, HR minimum 13. There aren't too many rooms up at the moment, so you should be able to find it without too much difficulty. I will now look for some exchanger food. I'm very hungry. There it is. I found it almost immediately. Very nice. When you have successfully joined, let me know, thirds me, because usually people don't have the same name on Twitch as they do in games, so just let me know that it is indeed you. Hopefully you'll get through with that issue. If you do have a connection problem, just keep trying, because usually connection issues aren't permanently barring you from entering my room on this server anyway. Standard Seregios. I'm happy to do that. I don't mind. Third me seems to be having trouble getting in. Steve. I'm not bringing a lance to this, no way. No way in hell. I'll bring Thunderlight Bowgun, how about that? That'll do. You're getting error codes? It happens occasionally, like if for whatever reason our consoles can't connect properly. Sometimes that happens. I don't get that often with people who want to hunt with me, but yeah. Where are you geographically, thirds me? Because Exio's in Mexico and I'm in Australia. Those are almost two opposite ends of the planet. So yeah. Asia, in between. So you should have better connection to me than he does, so I don't know what that means, but oh well. I don't know what the solution is, really. It is indeed annoying, but there's not much we can do about it. We are indeed slaves to whatever the server deals us. We have to live with it. Alright. We might depart with 3. I'm happy to depart with 3 if UI is happy to depart with 3. It is a standard Seregios, not a hyper. So maybe the room will somehow be reset on the network. And then you can try and join again. It's possible also that reloading the lobbies can help. I do know that the search system is terribly fucked up. It's a very messy search system, so yeah, try that. Make sure that you could try joining while the quest is in progress. Just make sure that you don't have the setting enabled that makes it so that quests, or rather rooms that have quests in progress, don't appear. Because that is a setting and most people do have that enabled. So just ensure that that's not enabled and you'll be able to continue trying to join this room and you won't have to worry about other people trying to get in ahead of you. It's possible also that error codes could be created through other people trying to join and you're clashing with them That's possible, but... Anyway, what the fuck are we hunting? Seregios, he's up here. He's not down there. He's towards the top of the map. I could make a Mordred transmog. Yeah, do it. Can you get your tail out of my face? Disgusting creature. Show some respect. Now, I'm not 100% sure where he is, I just know that he appears in the higher level green areas of this map. Well, green / yellow, I guess. Here he is. Green areas, I say. There's nothing green about this, neither in the area itself or on the map. But, oh whoops, I was quite sure that I had reloaded, but apparently not. Or loaded, I should say. Reload suggests that I have previously loaded. I had never reloaded. Or excuse me, I had never loaded, therefore I could not have possibly reloaded. Anyway, let's get off that topic. That's not fun at all. That's fucking dumb. What a positively ridiculous conversation to be having. And Exio's being eaten. Well, not really being eaten, he's being clawed at aggressively. Pinned, also, is how one can refer to that. I do enjoy listening to the sounds of Seregios screaming when he falls down. He sounds quite pained. I would feel sorry for him, but I really don't care. I really don't care. Oh. Trying to aim for that face. There you go. Nice work. See, for a non-hyper monster, we don't need 4 people. We'll destroy him like this. Out of enraged. You poor bastard, look at you. He's literally being stun-locked right now. Then again, both of you are going Pierce. No! No, he's limping already! Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are off the charts. I can't believe what I've just seen. That was ridiculous. He's limping already. You would think this was high rank. This isn't high rank, is it? It's not. Fucking hell. That's some pretty impressive damage. I understand that it's not hyper, but that's no joke. Pierce is fucking ridiculous. Oh my god. Anyway. I feel like we were in combat with him for like 2 minutes and he's limping off. That's what it felt like. He's gonna die here. You poor bastard. Well, he didn't stand a fucking chance, did he? Poor thing. He looks terribly wounded too. Look at his face. You know what I'm gonna have to play tonight? I'm gonna have to play some Black Ops. Yeah, play some Black Ops. Have to get my old profile. Editha Rossman. I don't know why, I just had a sudden desire to play Black Ops. The original, of course. It's interesting that in 4 Ultimate, Seregios weapons were almost ubiquitous. Everyone had a Seregios weapon of some description. But in this game, you almost never see a Seregios weapon. As I understand it, they have not been nerfed at all. They are just as functional here as they were in 4 Ultimate, and yet no one uses them. It's so funny. It so clearly outlines how people are dictated by community standards. You know, if people don't use it in the community, they assume that it's not good or something. And then if everyone uses it, oh, it must be good. Oh, everyone's using it, it must be good. The point is that it might be good, and it might be bad, but everyone used it in 4 Ultimate and no one uses it here, and to my understanding, it hasn't changed. Like, those weapons haven't changed in functionality, they have not been nerfed. They retain the function of sharpening the weapon while rolling, so what's the difference? There isn't one. So, there you go. It still happens, Kami. I will admit that Star Knight is my Insect Glaive set still in 4 Ultimate, as it should be. It's crazy. I was there when the Star Knight event quest came out. Everyone was doing it. I will admit that I don't remember what the quest was, but when it came out, everyone knew about it. Everyone was like, oh, Star Knight's out. Let's go and get it. It was collective knowledge. Everyone knew that it was time to get Star Knight. And I knew too. And I got it. But anyway. Zenogren's Seregios Arena Quest. Good to know. I don't even remember it. But it was a nice looking set, I'll tell you that. But Rodeo God was a nasty skill in that game. Single-handedly ruined that game. Well, no. Rodeo God didn't ruin the game. The mounting system in general ruined the game, which was exacerbated by Rodeo God. There you go. Charge Blade, I guess. Let's do that. Seeing as though we're talking about 4 Ultimate. The thing is, people do very much associate mount spam with Star Knight. But there was a good 10 months of 4 Ultimate before Star Knight. And mount spamming was always part of the game. Like, from the moment that game came out, mount spamming was just a thing. That's what it was. So, yeah, I mean, Star Knight definitely exacerbated the issue, but mount spam was always a big part of 4 Ultimate. And yeah, it was interesting how they did that, how they had downloadable quests that came out after a certain amount of time had passed after the game's release. It was well done, it made sense. Because it gave you a sense that, oh, okay, yeah, I will accept that friend request. But, yeah, it gave you a sense that you were part of a community where everyone was accessing things at the same time. It was good, but you had certain cheaters who were turning up with armor sets that couldn't be accessed. You know, they were obviously getting these quests from the Japanese version of the game, or they were accessing files that shouldn't have been able to be accessed. In other words, event quests, and then they were doing the quests, and then getting the armor. So, for example, people were walking around with White Fatalis armor, and with White Fatalis weapons, in 4 Ultimate before the White Fatalis quest had even come out. And that was ridiculous, quite frankly. But that was an issue with that game. Exio, your comment has been held for review, and it was held for the reason that it pertained or appertained to race, ethnicity, or religion. And the phrase highlighted was fucking French. Oh, that's funny. That's very funny. I will allow that. I have officially permitted the phrase fucking French on my channel. So there you go. There you go. Unbelievable. Oh. Yeah, apparently Twitch, on Twitch, you're not allowed to scream about the French. That's not okay. The French are a protected species, you see. I have manually allowed all sorts of weird phrases on my Twitch channel because really weird things are held for review by the auto mod. It's really funny. And I will sit there, laugh, and enable it. I've never had something held for review by my Twitch chat, or in my Twitch chat by the auto mod, that didn't A, make me laugh, and B, immediately bring me to allow the phrase to be used in my chat. Oh dear. Hilarious. Oh, it was a bit of a flex, Kami. The White Fatalis set was alright. It was a return of Honed Blade, but indeed the Honed Blade option for Furious Rajan was there, and was amazing for mixed sets. So. But the reason why I say White Fatalis was a return of Honed Blade, or a return for Honed Blade, was because Honed Blade was originally a skill called Stellar Hunter, which was unique to White Fatalis in 3D9. It didn't return until 3 Ultimate when it was treated as an Abyssal Laggy skill called Honed Blade. But yeah, Stellar Hunter was really the White Fatalis skill. But they went and ruined that in 3 Ultimate, which is fine. Well, I wouldn't say ruined it, but that's how it was. Trying to get my charge up if you wouldn't mind. Oh, are you kidding me? I couldn't even turn around and shield him fast enough, you arsehole. Absolute arsehole. Honed Blade was, I mean, sets in general in 4 Ultimate were crazy. The fact that you can get so many skills in that game plus Honed Blade was really quite... No. See, we're not going to be one feint away from failure so soon into this hump. We will try that again. We will try that again. We can do better. You know, that's not me saying, this isn't good enough. It's me saying, we can do better, let's try again. Anyway. I mean, I say that we can do better. I don't really know this team. Some of them might be fucking useless. I think Exio's fine. Exio has shown that he's fine at the game, and it's not really a surprise. He's played the older games, so he's got some experience under his belt. But yeah, these other people might be totally inept for all I know. Let's bring Lucky Weakener, there you go. Fur coating. Yeah. Oh. We've suddenly changed quests. Was this... Oh, hold on. Okay, yeah, it is the same host. That's fine. If you want to do this instead, then I'm a-okay with that. Some things you can't get from regular Rajang. You know. I hope he doesn't need Furious Rajang stuff. Whatever. Still got a tiny bit of beer left here. Haven't really been able to see the glass properly. This is, I mean, it's backwards. It should say Chimay, but it's yummy. Yummy! Which doesn't sound very French now, does it? But anyway. Danai was not impressed with that. And Exio is asking if this guy, well... Oh. Well, I would like to think that this is quite self-explanatory. What I was going to say is that it was quite valiant of Exio to ask the guy with the Chinese name if he wants Gold Rajang or regular, for the reason that the guy probably doesn't speak English. Unsurprisingly, he answers a question that was not a yes or no question with yes. So, yeah, clearly asking the question wasn't a good idea, but I do appreciate the sentiment behind it. D4 is... Oh, fuck. Listen. No. 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 Little Dinkle? Okay. That's a rather adorable name that might possibly be a reference to the fact that people call me Dink, but I don't know who you are, but hello. If it's totally unrelated, then that's fine, but people do call me Dink, for sure, in a rather affectionate manner. Doomlink, Dink, you know. Go? Says the Chinese guy. No. Not with you, mate. Thank you for communicating, Exio. I couldn't be bothered. Oh, D4 is back. Look, my friend, I understand that you think you're contributing, but first and foremost, actually, no, I don't even want to start. I quickly understood that there was too much to explain as far as what was wrong with his setup. So I've decided not to say anything. Now, it's hard for a person who's new to the game to realize what's wrong if they don't understand what's wrong. His set was poo-poo, says Exio. You're right about that. Yes, says the Chinese guy. I'm glad he agrees. Another Chinese guy has entered. Rightio. What's he doing? Full Nesset. Color me surprised. At least he understood that. Well, you assume too much, Exio. He might not know what the fuck you're talking about. You have to appreciate that. Plenty of Nesset people around here. Unrelated. Well, your name Little Dinkle, I must say, is very much related. Whether it's intended or not, it's very much related, and I welcome you to the community. You'd better stick around, because you've got a good name. Because, okay, let me take you on the journey. So, the joke is, my name's Doomlink, which is obviously a reference to Link from Legend of Zelda. My name is shortened to Dink for Doomlink, and then jokes have been made in the past that if I were to take on a female persona, it would be, you know, you would have Linkle, who was the female Link, and therefore Dinkle. So, yeah, your name of Little Dinkle is quite appropriate. Doomlink messing with the Chinese community. No, they're messing with me, Jenny, really. That's all they do. I consider myself to be a neutral party. And they seem hell-bent on fucking with me. Ow. You forgot your hot drinks? Okay. Where art thou? Get over here. If I'm assaulted in the process of trying to give these to you, then so be it. Get over here. Oh god. I know you think it's for you. I understand that you think it's for you, but it's not. Okay? Bloody hell. Exio, I'm giving you hot drinks. Your stamina is important, you know. Get over here, man. I'll come to you. Here I was. Having you come to me, that was clearly a mistake. Alright. Fuck me sideways. You're fine, you're not fine. You need hot drinks, man. Or so I have ordained. Oh, okay. Here I was ready to avoid the follow-up. In actual fact, I should have been trying to avoid the initial attack. That might have been more helpful. Go away. Okay. This is true, Enten. I've witnessed that for myself. The vast majority of people running Valor Heavy Bowgun don't employ any strategy. I actually don't think I've seen a person employ strategy when using Valor Heavy Bowgun. They shoot and they don't stop shooting. If someone needs to capture a monster with a Valor Heavy Bowgun user on the team, good fucking luck capturing that monster. You can ping until the cows come home. They will keep shooting, and they will not stop. Seriously. The monster can be limping the entire team in a sedentary position, clearly not attacking the monster, while pinging endlessly, and the Valor Heavy Bowgun guy will continue shooting away. Because, you know, he's dealing lots of damage. Oh my god. As far as I'm concerned, they're a blight on this bloody community. Exio's just doing it for fun. He's just playing the game. But some people really do, like, they identify as Valor Heavy Bowgun people. In fact, they don't even know of a heavy bowgun experience that does not involve Valor. So, which technically describes Exio as well, but hint hint, Exio. Give Guild Heavy Bowgun a try. In fact, go play some of the older games and Heavy Bowgun in those. That was a very appropriate flinch, whatever happened there. Whatever caused me not to take that hit head on was very nice. I appreciated that. Shockingly, yes, Dinkle. Shockingly. Although you wouldn't think people... You wouldn't think that if you were going purely based on the community. Check this out, baby. Yeah. That's satisfying. Oh, what a terrible time for you to jump back. Bloody damage threshold. Straight to red. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. Completely skipped white and yellow there. Haha. Good timing for a knockdown. I probably would have gotten hit otherwise. Shut up. Look at that. This is a hyper monster, guys. Or is it not? It's not. That's why, isn't it? This is just a standard Raja. I got all excited. Here I was thinking that we'd done all this damage to a hyper version. No. Take it easy, dude. It's just a regular Black Raja. Seriously. I don't know if I'm taking the faster route or what. I'm gonna bank on the fact that I am. Hey Zombie Virus, good to see you. If you want to play, let me know. I will accommodate you. I tried to get someone else in, but he wasn't able to get in, unfortunately. I don't know if he's still watching. If he's not, then I'm sorry to hear that. Some people do... There is a precondition for some people when watching me that they can hunt with me. It's true. Like, some people will not watch me unless they can hunt with me. If they can't hunt with me, they're off. They're gone. They're watching some guy fiddle with their genitalia or something. And that's okay. I understand that might be slightly more entertaining, but... Monkey down indeed. Good night. Look at his mouth. That's actually foul. Feel free, if you're happy to hunt Zombie Virus, again, I don't intend to pressure you into hunting with me. I just mention it because I'd like to know at the earliest time, like as soon as possible, so that I can accommodate you. That's all. If you want to hunt, then that's fine. If so, then I will make a space available to you. I will kick the guy who has just been posting, because quite frankly, he's done enough by now. I will open up that spot for you, and I'll keep it open. A few people might join in the meantime. If that happens, then so be it. I will kick as many people as necessary. I've made good progress today as well, actually, in terms of increasing hunter ranks. I don't know what hunter rank I would have been at this morning when I did my first recording. There we go, first try. Nice work. I'm going to guess that I was at about a hunter rank... A hunter rank? I'm going to guess that I was at about hunter rank 912 at the start of part 110. Keeping in mind that part 110 and 111 for this series were recorded on the same day, 110 being earlier on in the morning, and this part being recorded in the evening. So I've made good progress today, most assuredly. In terms of what we do now, I'm going to try to communicate to this person that it's their turn. P4, let's see if they understand. I'll give it about a 60% chance that they understand what I'm saying. If they don't end up posting, then we know that they don't understand. At which point, I'll have Zombie post. Actually, no, I'll have Exio post, and if he doesn't have anything to post, then yes, Zombie can post at that point. Because I think Exio's not entirely sure what he wants to post. Yeah, this guy doesn't fucking understand what I'm saying. Alright, go post something. Someone. If Exio wants to post, go for it. Keeping in mind that Exio is Hope, for anyone who doesn't know. Exio wants to do... Raging Brachydios. Okay, Zombie, hold off for now. We'll do Raging Brachydios first, and then we'll do whatever you want. I understand that it's a bit chaotic, the way in which I'm managing this room, but try to live with me. if you can. Yeah, unsurprisingly, Chinese guy doesn't know what the fuck I'm on about. Which is fine. Oh, look who's gone. Just reconnect. You were not kicked, don't worry about it. Oh, look, oh, okay. Excuse me? High rank... Is that even? Yeah, that is high rank, it is. It's not low rank. Okay. High rank Gormagala, what the fuck? This is the Chinese invasion. What's going... Get out! Stop! Bloody hell. Can't believe what I'm seeing. Alright, yeah, you should have an open spot to join next year. I can't believe this is like a fucking Chinese invasion. Never seen anything like it. I'm just trying to mind my own business. Feels like World War II. I don't think World War II was in any way categorized by intentions on the part, or aspirations on the part of the Chinese to take over the world. I think that was the Germans, really. And Mr. Benito Mussolini being creepy. But aside from that, I don't think the Chinese really had much to say about it. They were too busy oppressing their people. Probably. I don't know what the Chinese were doing in the 40s. Or the late 30s, for that matter. You were bad at history, well, clearly. The Chinese didn't really take center stage in the Western world, at least in terms of public consciousness, until Chairman Mao made an appearance. Mao Zedong. The Dong. I mean, really. Aside from that, I think I will bring Fire Lance. The good old days of Red China. Oh, Red China. It's worth noting that much in the same way that people used to call Russia the Soviet Union, they used to call China Red China. That's just what they called it. Because it was very important that we were aware that they were communist. Dirty communist scum. Well, your parents are probably too young to remember the days of Red China, Exia. And my parents too. Well, that's not true. The beginnings of Red China. Possibly, but I think they were referred to as Red China right through to the 70s, so... yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? There might be some network instability on your side. Exia. Not much I can do about that. It could possibly be bad connection between you and I. But, yeah. I'm a bit concerned about this quest, by the way. Wait, is this high rank? Or is this G rank? This is the high rank one, so we don't have to worry about this. This is Giant Gormagala from Generations. I didn't really do this quest, I think I might have done it once, but... yeah. This is not going to be a problem for us. It's weird doing this quest here on the Switch, to be honest. But yeah. Yeah. This was a pretty serious quest back in Generations, but... in this game, nah. Not when we're loaded with G-rank gear. His head's already broken, poor bastard. Hunter entered the hub. His name is not just Hunter, he's actually screaming his name to us. He is asserting his name with great alacrity, I suppose. Just try to rejoin now. It's better to do it now while you're not having to compete with other people, because, you know, other people won't be trying to join now while we're in the middle of a quest. Actually, what I'll do to make your life easier. Doing this now is very risky, but I can only do it because this is a high rank quest. This is pretty crazy what I'm doing right now. This is like, this is up there. Friend request. Where's friend requests? Hello? Here we go. That guy called Exio. Yeah. Become friends. Yeah. Alright. Back in the hunt. Oh dear. Only in a high rank quest, right? I don't need to hunt. What are you talking about? I wanted to name myself Mr. Eat Ya Girl. That would be a very interesting name. You know, you can probably almost make that your guild title. You can make some very interesting guild titles. I won't even repeat in words on camera what my previous guild card title was. It's extremely inappropriate, like beyond inappropriate. Like career destroying, quite frankly. But, you know, you can achieve that. Precisely because the title... I'm not even going to say it, but yeah. Exio, you've very closely touched upon exactly the title that I was not wanting to repeat. I had that, but worse, okay? So imagine what you just said, but worse, that's what we're talking about. But, yeah. I mean, the fact that they thought that was a good idea to have that be a title is quite funny. But yeah. There are a lot of funny guild titles that you can have in this game. I think a friend of mine had Assaulter of Women, which is good. Assaulter of Women, imagine that. I mean, really. You know, very, very misogynistic titles, basically, from all of my friends. I had another friend who was like, something of girl. What was it again? Like, I don't think it was Stalker of Girl. It could have been Stalker of Girl, something like that. Anyway, point is, you know, all of those sorts of titles, of course. Women Beater? Women Beater couldn't possibly be a... wow. Beater is actually a title? I can't believe it. Women Beater. Wow. This game's dangerous, man. Actually, no. I was Assaulter of Women. Excuse me. I had the title of Assaulter of Women. That wasn't a friend. That was me. That was me. Okay, no problem. Someone else had a different title. That was me. I had Assaulter of Women. Okay, no problem. I'd forgotten, you see. But yeah. For the record, I've never assaulted a woman, in case anyone wanted to know. In case anyone wanted to know. That was actually pretty funny. It looked as if he just fell backwards for no real reason. This guy's got a lot of health though, I will admit. No, Exio made it back in. Nice work. That was a corkscrew jab to the face that resulted in immediate death. Oh dear. I may as well pick up this shiny. Sure, Exio. Sure. What's it called? I'd like to have a oh no. Kaguama. I assume. That's, was it full at the time? Yeah, looks like a big bottle to me. It was full at the time. Well, you have officially glassed a woman. Because she spat in it. Okay. You spit in my beer and I'll throw the whole damn fucking bottle at you, girl. All because you didn't want to dance. Okay. Well, good to know. The way in which I would interpret that is that you need to better control your temper. I don't think throwing a glass bottle at someone because she spat in it. I mean, quite frankly, well, I don't know. I wasn't there at the time, but generally that would be what one would class as an overreaction. She was a solid 6 out of 10. Okay. I'm not too concerned by how she visually looked, but throwing full bottles of beer at any person. You know what? You're correct about equal rights, but I don't know. Having said that, I'd probably do that to a guy. So yeah, okay. If a guy spat in my drink, yeah, I'd probably do that. Admittedly. So if we're talking about equal rights, I suppose that would be warranted. But still, I'd try to be slightly more measured in my behaviour. I try to have a little more decorum than throwing a full bottle of what appears to be, yeah, 1.2 litres of beer at a person. That's pretty... Well, Dinkle is correct about that. Especially a glass bottle. You can kill someone with a plastic bottle, probably, if you tried hard enough. But a glass bottle, yeah, definitely. Well, welcome to Mexico, you know. Oh yeah, what's going on? So this guy thinks he's going to post twice, he's dead wrong. It's Zombie's turn, P3, putting that on the record, just so that I can cover my ass. That is my justification for a kick if this guy does not understand that it is not actually his turn and persists in posting the quest and refusing to acquiesce to the protocol of the room. And yeah, that's what's happening. I don't think I'll be going to the clubs in Mexico, Exio. I really think I can live without that. I can imagine a bunch of... well, no, I will say that one good thing about South America is that you guys have a culture where you can get a big bottle of spirits at bars and just drink it. Like, that's great. You couldn't do that in my country. In my country, we're not responsible enough to do that. That's not to say that you guys are more responsible than we are. In fact, you're probably less responsible, but the point is that we're a little bit too conservative as a nation to allow for massive bottles of spirits to be bought cheaply to be consumed in bars. That's just not something that happens here. I'd like that. I mean, that would be more value for money. The worst thing about going out to drink for me is how terrible that is on the wallet. It is a terrible waste of money. It's just not appropriate at all. Dibby UK says Mexican food is some of the best. But have you gone to Mexico to eat it, my friend, is the question. If you've gone to Mexico to eat it, then okay. But if you haven't, then I would carefully reconsider what you've just said. You're a fan of Colombian women. Okay. Right. Good chat, good chat. What's on the board again? This is the safe option. This is the, I don't know what the fuck's on the board, so I'll just use this, it'll probably work. Valstrax. Okay, I'll use this. What's going on with this guy? Whoever hosted... Oh, it's Zombie. I seem to have a bad connection with Zombie at the moment. Because it took me a while to successfully join that quest. Give me just a moment to find Exchanger. If I can't find it, then life goes on. If I can find it, then happy days shall ensue. Please? Today is not my lucky day. No, just eat it. That's alright, Zombie, don't worry about it. The quest should go smoothly. That's not my expectation, but rather my hope. That's wishful thinking talking. I don't know where Zombie is actually located. I'm going to take a wild guess and assume that it's somewhere on the planet Earth. That would be my safe guess. Valstrax. Actually, don't know. I didn't intend to drink a cool drink twice. I intended to use a Psycho Serum. Or consume a Psycho Serum. Can you please stop? Thank you. I'm glad that you stopped. If he continued to walk and then I ended up being off target with my greatsword charge, that would have been pretty fucking awkward. Speaking of pretty fucking awkward, it would be nice if you could be on target. He proceeds to hit me directly on target. I shouldn't provoke him in this way. That would be the smart thing to do. Now, ideally you bring an elemental weapon to this fight, because, unless it's a dragon weapon, don't bring a dragon weapon to this fight, seriously. But if it's any element that's not dragon, provided you've got nullberries on hand, you'll be dealing good damage. I generally don't recommend bringing raw weapons to this hunt unless you don't have nullberries. If you really don't have nullberries to spare, bring raw. But element is always encouraged for this hunt, because he's quite weak to elemental attacks. Well, I couldn't very well avoid that. I actually did try, but my best wasn't good enough. Oh god, look at this connection. Look at this connection! Jumping, Jesus. Santa Maria. This is not good, man. Look, he's teleporting, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't happen often, but today's the day. No. I was ready to dive, but I couldn't physically perform the action fast enough. I can only do what is physically possible within the realms of human possibility. I almost started singing Beyond the Realms of Death by Judas Priest. But I stopped myself. I've never sung on camera, you know, and I would like to keep it that way. That's not to say that I'm a bad singer, it's just to say that, you know. The reality is that a speaking voice, a good speaking voice and a good singing voice are on such opposite ends of a spectrum that one of the two must suffer. And if I'm talking the entire time, it means the singing voice must suffer, so I shall not sing. That's the reality of it. Speak to any practiced vocalist and they'll tell you the same thing. Speaking is the worst thing for singing. Oh. Well, I managed to avoid that. That was a good hit on the face. Oh, I managed to get the tail. I wasn't too sure what the hell was going to happen on that level 3 charge. Is anyone mounting? Doesn't look like it. Looked like a bit of a mount flinch there, but that did not eventuate. But yeah, zombie, this host is a bit of a sad affair. I've forgotten where you are located in the world, but whether it's your geographical location or your personal internet connection, it's pretty bad. Thai food is characterized by lots of sugar added to food. Thai food's really fucking bad for you. Just look at life expectancy in Thailand and you'll see what I'm talking about. They add too much fucking sugar to their food. If you can find a Thai restaurant that doesn't add a shitload of sugar to their food, then great. And it'll probably still taste good, but just try to avoid the super sweet fucking Thai restaurants. You're in the UK? That explains it. The worst possible connection for me is with people in the UK and in Europe. People who are in Asia and the US will have better connection with me. So I'm not too surprised. The fact that you're lagging as well is pretty weird though. I mean, someone has to have a good connection, right? And if the host doesn't have good connection, then I don't know, man. That's kind of weird. It's interesting, they might balance it out. Maybe it would technically be worse if the connection were purely reliant upon zombie. I don't know. I actually don't know how it works. But if we're both lagging, then it means that... Oh, okay. Well, I'll take that. Thanks for the mount attack, Mr. Chargeblade Man. You're doing very well. You're attacking nothing, my friend. Very good. I don't know what you're doing because you're glitching all over the place, man. It's like I'm playing Portable Third. Oh. Please hit him before he can flinch me. Should I go for it? Yeah. Oh, shit. That was... Or whatever. I'm going to try to use Brimstone Slash as I would Critical Junction, which is dangerous because you will take the full damage of the attack that you would ordinarily take if you weren't doing Brimstone Slash, but I find that that's the best way to use it. That's how I usually use it. You can see that Valstrax is fucking dead. The reason why is because Valstrax is a complete pushover. He is so weak. He is a terribly weak Elder Dragon, and I'll never understand why they decided to have him be so weak. I guess it has to do with the fact that Elder Dragon monsters from this era of Monster Hunter just don't have much health. I think it's a shame, but whatever. I'm from the UK, we love bad food. That probably explains why I love Mexican. Well, that's not true. I'm just saying that, you know, food in Mexico might not be as good as however you make it in the UK. There is such a thing as a style, and then the style might not be as good in the country that it comes from. For example, coffee in Italy is not that fucking good. Like, coffee in Italy, not from personal experience, but from secondhand experience, is fucking bad. So, you know, the point is that while a style may originate from a certain place, you can't assume that the style is best expressed in the point or in the place of its origin. So, yeah. Oh, I got a red dragon mind stone and a ruby dragon mind stone. There's the red one, there's the ruby. Just thought I'd very clearly outline what's going on in this reward screen for your benefit. I will be back momentarily. I'll give it about 2 minutes. I'm back. I obviously need to update myself on what the hell's going on. Exio and Zombie are resetting in some way or another. And I'm stuck with these two. Chihi and some guy. Your shit is acting up. Okay. Exio's here. Zombie, if you can hear me, let me know when you're ready to rejoin, and I will open a space for you. In the meantime, I'm not doing your hiring. You're out. You're off the island, man. I'm not doing your fucking high rank quests. Get out. No. Unbelievable. Okay. Chihi might try his hand at posting. I don't know. I haven't really kept up on whose turn it is. I'm not paying attention at all to that. Let's let him post. I'll give him a chance. P3. There you go. Enjoy. Go and post, buddy. What have you got? Something good, please. If it's fucking a Cantor, oh, well, I can live with a Cantor. If it's Atul-Kar, that's when I'll start to get pissed. The problem is that the lower the hunter rank, the lower the quality of quest is going to be posted. That's generally how it goes. There are, of course, exceptions to that, but... you know. How long am I going to go for? Not for much longer. Not for much longer. Probably another 2 or 3 hunts. What's he got? Sweets for my sweets. Well, that definitely surpassed my expectations. Look at his set. I saw Chihi's set, which is pretty fucking bad. Oh my god. Hunter rank 56? Who took you to this hunter rank? Which person did this for you? Who? It's disgusting. The guy did not even get a decent high rank set. It's not like he's got a perfectly functional high rank set and is using that in G rank. He has a high rank set that was not even fit for purpose in high rank. He is hunter rank 56. You fucker. Get out. Nice set, bro. I'm sorry that I kicked him before you could communicate that, but... fucking hell. That was beyond pathetic. That was neither funny nor... I don't even know how to describe that. That was just beyond sad. Okay. So... what was put on the board again? Here we go, with me forgetting, as usual. I'll remember on my own, don't worry. Hyper Malfestio. I cheated and looked at what... oh! Okay. Apparently Chihi doesn't want to wait to have his quest done. That's okay. The grass is greener on the other side, also, he thinks. Hello, potato. This guy is presumably crying. I think that's what this face is supposed to communicate to me. That's great. I don't know what Zombie's doing. Zombie reset his internet and is now permanently dead. Or something. Oh, DBUK got a gifted sub from Potato, apparently. Is that what happened? Hold on, hold the phone. Hold the phone. I don't have my Twitch page up. Come on, Twitch page. I suppose I haven't been keeping up. His last community gift, I think, went to someone else. I can't remember who, but... Well, apparently you got one, so... Last week sometime, okay. Good to know. I'm on 20 sub points right now, which is pretty damn good. I'll take that. Yeah, come on, crying man. I'll take whatever quest you've got on the board, unless it's a high rank hyper. Well, excuse me, a high rank deviant. If it's a high rank deviant, then I might take issue with what you post, but otherwise I think I can deal with it. I think I'll be alright. That's alright, Exio. No expectations are placed upon my viewers when it comes to financial support. Some168 has joined, and look at him go. Look at him go. No. Hunter rank 736 and he's trying... Are you kidding me? I've never seen anything like it. Look at him go. Hunter rank 736. And he's literally employing the tactic that I previously outlined, which is, you know, usually reserved for people who are of particularly low level intelligence. Which is, I posted first, so you have to do my quest first, mate. Guess what, buddy? You are fucking out. You're off the island. Go post. P4. Fucking dick. Unbelievable. I nearly threw my controller. This guy with the crying face, when given an opportunity to post, chose not to do so. I literally gave him the chance to post and he leaves upon being given that opportunity. What did he join for? To play with himself? To waste my time? This community is an embarrassment to the human race, quite frankly. It's like the ultimate collection of misfit retards, all congregating in one place to simultaneously display their phenomenal ineptitude as human beings on this earth. It is incredible. It is incredible. Hunter rank 700 and whatever he was, I think it was 736, flies straight to the quest giver and posts a cantor. That's the kind of behavior that I would expect of someone who is literally 700 hunter ranks less than he. So, I don't know, man. I don't want to do this guy's quest, because he did join and posted it immediately, but... whatever. Zombie, are you ready to join? If you're ready to join, I'm gonna kick this Mio guy. Let me know if you are. I couldn't believe what I saw. Kick the full Valstrax guy. What's wrong with him? There's nothing wrong with that guy. Full Valstrax is better than fucking Nesset. Not now, you're eating. Okay. Well, we'll continue with this team then. I'll live with it. Okay. So, I'll go... No, I don't want to do Sword and Shield for this monster. Let's go Insect Glaive. Actually, I'm sick of doing Glavenus Insect Glaive. I'm so done with that. I'll go Paralysis Insect Glaive. There you go. Hello, look at and check this out. Whoa. Those are fighting words, man. Look, it's alright. I'll just do his quest. At least ask, jeez. Well, I mean, you know. Yeah, Javarus is like, huh? He's got the triple question mark. He's whipped it out. His pure confusion is on display at this time. Not you, bro, exactly. He's very confused. Don't like, get complicated with the guy. He's only operating at like 30% capacity. Well, that's to imply that he's actually got more to work with than what he's currently working on. My guess is that he doesn't. Anyway. Admittedly, I would be far more scathing than Exio if I had a keyboard plugged in. I think you can imagine, but with me, with a keyboard plugged in, it's not a good time. It's not a good time. Generally, I'll just forget hunting altogether and I'll just shit on people. Not because it makes me feel good, but rather because I feel that they're well and truly deserving of being told exactly who they are in the community and what they're worth. Can you stop bouncing off his fucking head? Stop it. I must ask you to desist. Seriously. Where's the orange? Must be on the tail. Tail. No, tail is health. So face is red. Okay, must be under the body. Under the body? Under the body. I'm going under the body, man. What do you fucking want? Must be on the back then. How am I supposed to hit the back? Let's see if I can do an aerial. Yeah, I can. I think I can do an aerial spotting attack for the Kinsect. Let's see if I can do that. No, I don't seem to be able to do that in this game. I think I was able to. Oh, it's with. Okay, it's with A. Good to know. I thought it was B. I'll do an aerial spotting attack on the back. That might be close enough to get orange if I keep trying. There goes hope. Not doing too well with getting orange on this monster. But anyway. Come on. I'm waiting to run out of my charge. Oh, whoops. Speaking of charging. This guy's charging at me. This is a bad time. I wholeheartedly regret using an insect glaive on this monster because all three cut. Fuck me, man. I've got no stamina. 2 out of 3 people have died. Well, 2 out of 3 deaths have taken place. No, you fucking don't. You're not hitting me, man. Not today. Extract Hunter. Thank you. I needed that. And I'm still bouncing with purple sharpness on his fucking mandibles at the front. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Ridiculous. Alright. Can we please make use of this paralysis as best we can? That would be greatly appreciated. I will go for the mount now. That's not to suggest that I'll get it immediately, it is instead to suggest that I will now work towards it as of this moment. Oh, I'm gonna get farted on. I'm smelly now. As you do. I should be able to get 2 paralysis effects off. But in the meantime, I'll aim for the mount. We have achieved said mount. Should be able to get towards the face there. Excellent. Not doing too well in terms of sharpness, but blue's good enough with his insect glaive, I feel. Paralysis number 2 soon, hopefully. He's about to limp out. Well, she's about to limp out. If I can get paralysis number 2, then we'll definitely kill her here. There we go. Great timing, of course. I'll have to go and sharpen, honestly. Thank you for the flinching. Fucking terrible sharpness. I suppose either I was underestimating her health, or I was overestimating the team effectiveness. But she's still alive, so... yeah. Oh, it's hyper, excuse me, I thought it was standard. That makes more sense. I genuinely thought it was hyper, seriously. So that's alright. I can live with that. Oh shit. 7 past 10. This is my last hunt, guys. I need to go and get a pizza. I think the pizza place shuts at 11. It's 7 past 10. I have to get on that. This will be my last hunt. Do forgive me. I don't want to get too sidetracked and miss out on my dinner. My dinner. Yeah. I hope I haven't gone and forced everyone to eat pizza for the next meal, because I've just mentioned pizza, but, you know. Sometimes that's what happens. Stop. You should be going and following the Soulless Queen. Forget me. I'm an innocent hunter trying to sharpen his weapon. I don't know if the switch light is your problem, Zombie Virus, unless you've just made a decision completely unrelated to your connection issues, which is possible. But yeah. I'm sorry that you weren't able to get back in, but yeah, this will be my last hunt. I've just realised that that would be the best thing to do. Given the time of night, I haven't eaten yet. Well, I had lunch, but... oh, I didn't mean to mount you. I really didn't mean to mount you. Throw me off. Or don't. That's fine too. Nexia is going after Selvas. Fucking bastard creature. I'll get Extract Hunter on him, actually. Thanks for pinging, man. Or maybe he's got a trap. Seltas is actually limping. I'd love to kill him. We'll be able to kill him. We will definitely succeed in killing Seltas during the... yeah, so main objective complete. Let's kill Seltas. You're free to get your calves, Exio, if you want, but I'm going to aim for Seltas. He's going to die. He's very close to death. He was limping, so... Well, that's fucking killing. Oh, it's a capture! You fucker! Maybe it was a capture quest, but I don't think so. Never mind. We would have been able to kill Celdus if we had the time to fucking fight the thing. But this asshole captured instead. What a dick. Oh well. Your left eye is killing you. Okay. Oh dear. Oh. It is time that I go and fill my stomach with the foods. I'm not surprised, Exia. Anyway, I do thank you all for watching. This was a lovely evening recording. Had a bit of beer, had a bit of rum, and a bit of retardation in the community, which is far from surprising. It is what we expect. It's not whether or not we come across retardation, it is instead what kind of retardation that is, you know, the variable. We don't know what kind of retardation it will be, but we know there's going to be some retardation. So that's this community for you. Hope you enjoyed it. I sort of enjoyed it, but not really. But overall, I did enjoy the recording, and I hope to see you next time. And I will bid you all farewell for now. Bye-bye.